Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Myself Ganesh. Today we will do some demonstration under this RDP, that is the relational database. So relational database is generally used by this database team. So whatever the database they are creating, so that database we need to access it on Linux machine. So how we can access that relational database on our server? So first we will create one database having this name db1, and this db1 we can access on this Linux machine. So that demonstration we will do under this video. So just click on this services. Under services you will get all services. Under you need to search it for this RDS, just click on it. Now this RDS is open. Here no database is created. So first I am creating one database. Just click on it. Here two options we are getting, that is for standard create and easy create, right? So here this standard create, you will get this option. For this you set all the configuration options, including one for this availability, security, backup and maintenance. So you can do all these things under this standard create, but in easy create these features are not available, right? So use recommended best practice configuration. Some configurations option can be changed after the database is created. So we are creating under this standard create. So there are six types of engine provided by this AWS. So Amazon Aurora is the same product for this AWS, and these are the products provided by this AWS, that is MySQL, MariaDB, that is Microsoft SQL servers, Oracle and Postgres. So we are creating today it for this MySQL. So how we will access this MySQL under my Linux machine? So first we are creating one database here. So under this additions you need to select some MySQL version which is running. So by default I am selecting the same version, that is MySQL 8.02, and here is the options we are getting, that is the template production. This database you are creating for which environment, that is production, development, test or this free tier. So for this production there are multiple options, you will get some advanced option. So under that production you will do some another settings, some advanced settings. Under development some minimum settings are provided, and in free tier, so this is our free tier account. So we are going to create this database for free tier account. So I'm going under this settings. So there is the name of database one, so this database name will create. Now under this credential settings, so if you want to change this username, so I'm keeping the same name as admin. There is the setting auto generated password, or you need to set your own password. So I'm just using my customized password. I'm setting normal password, temporal, and this password is now set. Now you can check these other options. So this DB instance size. So there are three options we are getting. So only this tree tier having this bus table classes included T classes, because this is our free tier account. That's why this one option we are getting. But in standard there are other two options also enable. So you can check it for the standard, and you can choose according your requirement. Here you can select your system type like DB2 micro. So this is by default we will get for this free tier account. If you want to check it for this previous generation class, you can just click here and check what options are available. Under this storage you will get this by default, that is general purpose SSD storage, and this three options magnetic. Previously we are not getting this magnetic, but now this three storage type are provided by this AWS. So by default we are selecting this general purpose SSD and allocated storage in gigabyte. So what storage you require, so you can select it. I'm not selecting 20 GB is maximum. So by default the size is provided for this free tier, we can select. Here it is the option of this auto scaling, that is the storage auto scaling. If there is this database having this 20 GB of size, and if suppose this 20 GB size is not enough, then you need to auto scale, so it will automatically increase their volume size, and there is no impact on your database, so you can enable it. But in our case for testing we are not enabling this storage option, so we can disable it. So there is the another option, that is the availability and this durability. So there is the option provided for this multi availability zone is provided for this standard. Actually we are using this free tier account, that's why this option is not getting. So both options are now disabled. And this option, this multi availability zone, that means when you are creating your database in one zone, so their one image also will create in another availability zone for this backup purpose. In connectivity, how you can connect your database, so there is the VPC. By default it is created. If you want to create new VPC you can create it, so we are selecting this same. And under this additional connectivity there is some options, that is the subnet group. Here is the option subnet group. By default we are selecting under this VPC. Here we are getting this option public access. When we will create one EC2 instance of Linux machine, so at that time this public IP address we will get, right? So this public access we need to enable it here, because using this public access we can access. And if suppose you are entering this no, then only their private subnets which you have created under this VPC, only that Linux machine only without internet they can access using this no option. But here only we are selecting this yes option, because this public IP address we will get under this EC2. So under this VPC setting group there is the option, that is the security group you need to create here. If you want to choose existing security group you can choose. So I'm creating new security group here, having the name that is new RDS SG 100. So this is my security group, I am just creating it. And here it is asking for this availability zone, in which availability zone you want to create. So I am not selecting any particular, so you can select this 2As or any availability zone. But also there is the database port. By default it is enabled. If you will create this Linux machine, so at that time this database will connect with this 22 port also, because this database needs to connect with that port also. So we need to add this 22 port under this security group, but here is no option available. So once this database will create, we will add this 22 port in security group. Database authentication, here it is asking for this database authentication. So database authentication, password authentication or password IAM database. So using this password same authentication which we have set on top. Additional configuration, again you need to check what are the configurations. Here it is asking for initial database name, so what name you want to assign for your database. So I am giving this name as db1. And here it is asking for this version, so by default this version I am taking. And it is asking for this backup. So if you are enable the backup, then you can enable in your production environment, but here no need to enable this backup option for this testing purpose, because one copy it will keep with this same database. Here if you want to enable monitoring you can enable it. And log export, there are multiple options under this. IAM role, if you want to assign, here for this free tier this option is disabled, so There is no option if available. Maintenance, if you want to maintenance, you can do. If suppose this version, this MySQL version 8.00 and some new version is comes up in the market, and if you enable this auto minor version upgrade, so automatically it will upgrade. So right now we are not selecting this option because for testing purpose not required. Maintenance window, there is the option of maintenance window. So if you are selecting any particular window, so this database will do some maintenance activity during that period. If you want to take the backup of your database, so you need to select that particular time period, so this database will do their activity by their own on same time. Delete protection, by default it is disabled, because when you are deleting your database, so at that time it will prevent. If suppose you click on here, so when you delete your database, this will not allow you to delete it. So only admin can remove this tick, and then you can delete your database. Estimated monthly cost. Okay, now I am going to create it database. It's taking some time to create this database. Okay, just click on database. It's creating. Okay, so till the time we will create one EC2 instance, just click on EC2. Here I am launching one instance. This Linux machine I am going to select, configure. Here all the settings are same. There is no need to specify the server zone, and same volume we need to add. No need to assign some tag. Here you need to assign same service group which I have provided under this database. So database name we have provided that service group name, that is new RDS SG100 we have assigned it. So just click on it and review and launch it. Here it is. Okay, current security doesn't have this port 22, right? Okay, continue it, no issue. Launch. Here I am going to create one key having this name RDS key 1. Download and OK. Launch it. Also there is another option. If you are creating first Linux machine, then you need to specify one service group, and that this service group you need to specify, because 22 port you can add under this EC2 instance while creating your security group. So that security group also you can add under this database. So this is the another method you can add your security group, you can apply it. So there are two options you will get. If you are selecting from here your security group, you can add. Just click on it and check this is the security. Under this security, just click on it, because this database and this instance security group we are using same one, so you need to add 22 port from here also, because 3306 is not showing. So you just add another rule for this SSH. Just click on it. Here I am taking this anywhere, and just save this rule. So now my EC2 instance is now come. Yes, I need to take putty. Just taking this public IP address, copy it, minimize all these things. Just generate one putty chain. The public key we have downloaded, so we need to convert it under this private key. Under download, you need to check all files. Here is the RDS one, right? So just save it. Save private key. Now we are saving it under this desktop, having this name RDS key 1. Save it and close it. Now take putty, enter your public address. Here SSH auth routes. Here you need to select that key, RDS1, open. Now you can take the putty ec2-user. Okay, now this Linux machine is now accessible to me. Now you need to install MySQL first. So this MySQL utility you need to install first on your Linux machine, whatever the version. Just enter here MySQL. Here MySQL command is now working, right? So MySQL space -h, and here you need to provide that endpoint name. So go to under this RDS and you need to just copy that endpoint for this database, so the database will directly connect with your Linux machine. So this is our admin part actually. So this admin part we can do, and this database team will do their work once this database will connect with your Linux machine. So they can create their database, their table. So what activity they want, they can do it. Here is the endpoint, right? Under this connectivity and security, you just copy it and paste it here. Space -u space. We have specified this username as admin while configuring it, and here is the options space -p, and giving this database name which you have provided, that is db1, and enter it. Now it is asking for password, so I have set this password as temporal. Now this database is accessible having this version, same version we have, and this database is accessible from this AWS account to my Linux machine. So this is the method you can use to access your database on your Linux EC2 instance. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video, and you can remove your database. Just click on database first and just go under this action. Here is the option that is delete, and here this give this final confirmation as delete space me. So now it will remove. Yeah, now it is deleting. Now again you need to check your EC2 instance and remove it if it is not required to you. So thank you guys, thank you, bye bye.